Cormac McCarthy, born Charles Joseph McCarthy Jr., he was born on July 20, 1933. Yesterday, died on June 13, 2023. Was an American writer who authored 12 novels, 2 plays, 5 screenplays, and 3 short stories, spanning the Western and post-apocalyptic genres. He was known for his graphic depiction of violence and his unique writing style, recognizable by a sparse use of punctuation and attributions. McCarthy is widely regarded as one of the greatest modern American writers. Was born in Providence, Rhode Island, although he was raised primarily in Tennessee. In 1951, he enrolled in the University of Tennessee, but dropped out to join the United States Air Force. His debut novel, The Orchid Keeper, was published in 1965. Awarded literary grants, McCarthy was able to travel to Southern Europe, where he wrote his second novel, Outer Dark, 1968. Satire in 1979, like his other early novels, received generally positive reviews, but was not a commercial success. A MacArthur Fellowship enabled him to travel to the American Southwest, where he researched and wrote his fifth novel, Blood Meridian, 1985. Although it initially garnered a lukewarm critical and commercial reception, it has since been regarded as his magnum opus, with some labeling it the great American novel. McCarthy first experienced widespread success with All the Pretty Horses, 1992, for which he received both the National Book Award and the National Book Critic Circle Award. It was followed by The Crossing and Cities of the Plain, completing the Border trilogy. His 2005 novel, No Country for Old Men, received mixed reviews. His 2006 novel, The Road, won the 2007 Pulitzer Prize for Fiction and the James State Black Memorial Prize for Fiction. Many of McCarthy's works has been adapted into film. McCarthy worked with the Santa Fe Institute at the end of his life, multidisciplinary research center, where he published the essay The Kekule Problem, 2017, which explores the human unconscious and the origin of language. He was elected to the American Philosophical Society in 2012. His final novels, The Passenger and Stella Maris, were published on October 25, 2022 and December 6, 2022, respectively, and so on. But I would like to quote his books now. You never know what worse luck your bad luck has saved you from. Scars have the strange power to remind us that our past is real. Nobody wants to be here and nobody wants to leave. What's the bravest thing you ever did? He spat in the road of bloody flagging. Getting up this morning, he said. Once there were brook trout in the streams in the mountains. You could see them standing in the amber current where the white edges of their fins wimpled softly in the flow. They smelled of moss in your hand, polished and muscular and tertial. On their backs were vermiculate patterns that were maps of the world in its becoming. Maps and mazes, of a thing which could not be put back, not be made right again. In the deep glens where they lived, all things were older than men and the hand of mystery. From Black Meridian. Whatever in creation exists without my knowledge exists without my consent. There is no God, and we are his prophets. He walked out in the grey light and stood, and he saw for a brief moment the absolute truths of the world, the cold, relentless cycling of the interstate earth, darkness implacable, the blind dogs of the sun in the running, the crashing black vacuum of the universe, and somewhere 200 animals trembling like ground foxes in the cover, borrowed time and borrowed world, and borrowed eyes, with which to sorrow it. Keep a little fire burning, however small, however hidden. You think when you wake up in the morning yesterday don't count, but yesterday is all that does count. What else is there? Your life is made out of the days it's made out of, nothing else. From the book No Country for Old Men. And now, another, from Blood Meridian, I quote, "The truth about the world," he said, "is that anything is possible. Had you not seen it all from birth and thereby bled of its strangeness, it would appear to you for what it is, a hard trick in a medicine show, a fever dream, a trance depopulated with chimeras having neither analog nor precedent, an itinerant carnival, a migratory tent show whose ultimate destination after many pitch in many a mudded field is unspeakable and calamitous beyond reckoning. The universe is no narrow thing, and the order within it is not constrained by any latitude in its conception to repeat what exists in one part in any other part. Even in this world, more things exist without our knowledge than with it, and their order in creation with you sees that which you have put there like a string in a maze, so that you shall not lose your way. For existence has its own order, and that no man's mind can compass, that mind itself being but a fact among others. From the road now. Just remember that the things you put into your head are there forever, he said. You might want to think about that. You forget some things, don't you? Yes, you forget what you want to remember, and you remember what you want to forget. Between the wish and the thing, the world lies waiting. From All the Pretty Horses. War was always here. Before man was, war waited for him, the ultimate trait awaiting its ultimate practitioner. From Blood Meridian. You have my whole heart. You always did. From the road. If trouble comes when you least expect it, then maybe the thing to do is to always expect it. He knew only that his child was his warrant. He said, if he is not the word of God, God never spoke. Listen to me, he said, when your dreams are of some world that never was, or some world that never will be, and you're happy again, then you'll have given up. Do you understand? And you can't give up. I won't let you. No list of things to be done. The day providential to itself, the hour. There is no later. This is later. All things of grace and beauty, such that one holds them to one's heart, have a common provenance in pain. The bath is in grief and ashes. I can normally tell how intelligent a man is by how stupid he thinks I am. You have to carry the fire. I don't know how to. Yes, you do. Is the fire real? The fire? Yes, it is. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Yes, you do. It's inside you. It always was there. I can see it. When you die, it's the same as if everybody else did too. If only my heart were stone, if you break little promises, you'll break big ones. He stood at the window of the empty cafe and watched the activities in the square, and he said that it was good that God kept the truths of life from the young as they were starting out, or else they have no heart to start at all. From all the pretty horses. And at the end of my exposure, your heart's desire is to be told some mystery. The mystery is that there is no mystery. From Black Meridian. The point is there ain't no point. No country for all men. Listen to me, he said, when you dreams of some wealth that never was or some wealth that never will be and you're happy again, then you'll have given up. Do you understand? And you can't give up. I won't let you, as I repeated. There is no forgiveness. For woman, a man may lose his honor and regain it again, but the woman cannot. She cannot. When the lambs is lost in the mountains, he said, day is cry. Sometimes come the mother, sometimes the wolf. And last quote, where men can live gods, where men can live, gods fare no better. From the Black Meridian, a legion of horribles, hundreds in number, half naked or clad in costumes attic or biblical or wardrobed out of a fever dream, with the skins of animals and silk finery, and pieces of uniform still tracked with the blood of prior owners, coats of slain dragoons, frocked and braided cavalry jackets, one in a stovepipe hat, and one with an umbrella, and one in a white stocking, and a blood-stained wedding veil, and some in a headgear, and crane feathers, or rawhide helmets that bore the horns of bull or buffalo, and one in a pigeon-tailed coat, worn backward, and otherwise naked, and one in the armor of a Spanish conquistador. The breastplate and pauldrons deeply dented with old blows of mace or sable done in another country by men whose very bones were dust, and many with their braids spliced up with the hair of other breasts until they trailed upon the ground, and the horses' ears and tails worked with beads of brightly colored cloth, and one whose horse's whole head was painted crimson red, and all the horsemen's faces golden and grotesque, with daubing like a company of mountain clowns, deaf, hilarious, all howling in a barbarous tone, and riding down upon them like a horde from a hell more horrible yet than the brimstone land of Christian reckoning, screeching and yammering and clothed in smoke like those vaporous beings, in regions beyond right knowing, where the eye wanders and the lip jerks and drools. And so on. The evening redness in the west.